Gotcha.
Casper, by the way. Nice to meet you.
Shane. Yeah.
Tell me, give me your full name, and then tell me about your experience with that.
Okay. My name is Shane. Middle name is Michael. Shannon. It's my first time. It was a good referral. Good thing to try out. I've been pretty open-minded for the most part in my adult life in terms of taking in other people's suggestions and thought processes to higher beings and so on. I guess most of it was just like homework in my own free time and research and studying it on my own. But this was like, somebody brought this to me in like a different kind of form, and it was really interesting. I've done the whole process of listening to different sound frequencies before, just to experience, other routes to getting in tune with myself a little bit. But I hadn't done the light process before, and that was really, really, really interesting. We only did 2 sessions. I say only, like I'm owed more or something, but 2's more than enough for the first time. The first session was a shocker. It was like it was more of an overwhelming sensation, getting used to that kind of I guess feeling hitting my brain. Like it's literally like a jolt to your brain through your eyeballs, and listening to them and trying to get a feel for what exactly I was supposed to be accepting and embracing during the process was pretty cool. About midway through the first session, I got pretty relaxed and started seeing different color patterns and color schemes, and I guess I was kind of letting go for the most part in the first one, and no regrets. It was nice. It was pleasant for the most part, very relaxing. It was almost like I got to see my brain as an actual computer working and I guess processing what was happening to it. As the first session was closing out, it was almost like, I was hearing something about files, in my brain, in my database, whatever, but it was like my mind was actually able to see almost like pixelated version of my thoughts, like spiraling out as it was closing out. So it was it was like a welcoming intro to the whole idea. So second session was a lot more effective, I think, I guess in terms of its intentions or the idea and how effective it's supposed to be. Different emotions and feelings definitely started resurfacing in different parts of my personal life. It was nice. I think I fell asleep during that one too a little bit, but it was cool. It was I did actually take a step back to where I came from, not just because I was like hearing it in someone else's voice, but before he even got to do a review with me afterwards, I was able to tell him like I felt like I was back in a mother's womb, like I just the sounds and just the idea of where I came from. It wasn't about like where I came from in terms of being corrupted by fallen angels or anything like that. It was like straight up came out of another human body. So that was pretty cool. It was nice to know that it was effective like it should have been on me. It wasn't like some fluke reaction that I had. And then as the second session started to close out, I was able to visualize with my mind, I guess because of the light patterns and the way it affected me. It looked like there were like some sort of entities or light beings, like gathering themselves, and then like kind of gave me this feeling like, okay, we were here for this, and we're gonna roll out for now, but we'll be back, kind of thing. So right now it's like up in the air. It's like how I should accept that, but it's really cool. I'm looking forward to finding out.
Yeah.
So
very cool. So how would you describe like what you just experienced, or like the product, to someone who's doesn't even know what it is or how it works?
like I guess you mean like in physical form, like the actual
Yeah.
the
So
products, like
yeah.
the headphones and the glasses, and
How would you experience, like, describe that experience?
it was I was kind of weirded out at first, like this is. I felt like I was in good hands though. I mean, my friend Heidi wouldn't misguide me, of course, or mislead me to anything too bad. But it was cool. Like I felt like I was in some Men in Black type shit, but that whatever. I was open to it, so I figured as long as I explain myself well to anybody else that's not familiar with it, then hey, like you got to try these glasses, like got to try these headphones and these tunes and this guy, you gotta let him guide you. I mean, that's really the best way I would be able to describe it right now. He kind of asked me also how I foresee the effects of it on me in the future, if it was something that I could see myself doing on a regular basis. And I was just being honest with him and told him that it was kind of too early on to really determine that, but it piqued my interest 100%. So I think a lot more people should be also open to giving that a shot. So, but the glasses, whatever, they'll get more comfortable, I'm sure, with time, and it might be some sort of prototype. I don't know, but hey, he's got something going. So.
What were you expecting walking into this?
I didn't know it was going to be like. What was I expecting before I even walked in?
Did you have any expectations?
Well, I've seen a psychiatrist a handful of times before in the past. Like I guess pre-teen years and early teenage years, like through I guess grade school, early high school. I wasn't expecting technology to be as involved this time, but it's really cool to see that it is and can be and should be. Because I'm I like to consider myself as pretty tech savvy for the most part, and I'm all about evolving. Like I feel like we were created to evolve, and for those who don't know how to do that are kind of the fuck out of here, be an ape somewhere else. But it was cool. It was really cool. Like he handled it like a, I guess like a doctor would in their own manner. I don't know his typical style, but it was, it was welcoming, So I was thrown off, but at the same time, not in any kind of bad light. So.
Okay, so if you could describe to me your experience in one sentence, what would you say?
How many words can my sentence be? Let's see. It was very intriguing and eye-opening, and it's something that I'm definitely open to learning more about and experiencing a little bit more. And obviously, I would recommend anybody I give a shit about to give it a try.
And if you could describe it to me in one word, how would you say that? What's the first word that pops in your mind?
I mean, I want to say not overwhelming. I mean, overwhelming would probably be the first word. I mean, because the whole experience so far is really overwhelming.
What's overwhelming about it?
How new it is, and knowing that there's more that can come from it. That's just right now. Like even the interviews, like just taking it all in at one time, and even having to explain myself so soon afterwards is another overwhelming aspect of it. So.
The last question I have for you is this something that you would want to experience more of? And maybe would you like go tell like a friend, hey, try this out? Or do you feel like it'd be something that you'd be like,
I'm gonna be doing that before I finish the day today. I've already got people in mind that I feel like should give it a shot. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I'm not going to keep anything like this to myself by no means. I mean, I was just telling Tom earlier, like I've always been one to be on some sort of soapbox. So this is just another one for me to hop on. So.
Cool. That's good. That's perfect.
Cool.
That's all I need.